No, we're all three gonna be.
I might be a part of it.
We're all three gonna be making trouble.
Let's face it.
That's why we're close to the East.
Not.
Ready? We're on. Like to call a special meeting in order for January 6, 2025. City Clerk, please read the roll call.
Let the record reflect that all members are present.
Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I'm asking Jeremy Dyke, our Community Engagement and Coordinator, to act as our Master of Ceremonies for tonight's ceremony. Jeremy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor Pizzillo. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove any hats and please rise for the posting of the colors by the Goodyear Fire and Police Honor Guard.
Both color. Home. Present. Home.
At this time, I'd like to invite Miss Sophia Pizzillo. Would you please come forward to sing the national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing. I'd like to invite members of our Goodyear Youth Commission to come and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Home. Center. Home. Oh, word. Home.
Pastor Newbill, would you please come forward to offer the invocation?
Let us pray. Dear God, our Father, we come to you this evening to give you glory and to give you honor, to thank you for these that have come to witness the newly elected members of the Goodyear City Council. I pray for those that have been elected and re-elected, that you will give them the strength and the resolve. And I also pray for their families as they are supporting their family members for taking on such a task. And not only those that have been newly elected and re-elected, but I pray for the mayor and the council as a whole, as they make difficult decisions that will benefit the residents of the city of Goodyear. Although they may have moments of disagreement, that they are not disagreeable, and that you will give them the wisdom and the discernment to do that which is pleasing to these, your people. This is my prayer. In your son's name, I give you glory and honor. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Newbill. Thank you to Youth Commissioners Mariah Hewlett, Leilani Manley, Kylie Colvin, Amira Singh, Arya Singh, Lucas Hamblin, and of course, for Miss Sophia Pizzillo for singing the national anthem, and to our honor guard and their service to our community. You may now be seated. Well, good evening and welcome everyone to the 2025 Goodyear City Council. Our council induction is a combination of ceremony and tradition. Thank you for joining us as we continue our tradition that was started when we moved into this beautiful city hall. On behalf of the Goodyear City Council, we extend a warm welcome to all of our honored guests. Please stand to be recognized, elected officials joining us from neighboring communities, community leaders, and of course the proud families and friends being inducted this evening. Please stand. Well, as so many of you know, campaigns are grueling, and candidates rely on the support of family and friends during the election process. Tonight, each of our newly elected officials has chosen someone close to them to participate in the swearing-in ceremony. Councilmember-elect Benita Beckles will be joined by her sons, Lionel and Jeff Beckles. Would you please come forward?
I state your name.
I, Benita Beckles,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
shorten that,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and defend them
to the same and defend them
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of council member
discharge the duties of council member
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Beckles. Would you like to say a few words?
A few. I moved to Arizona in 2013 to take a job with the city of Phoenix. I settled in Goodyear with a coworker and her husband from Michigan. They were snowbirds. They left a month later. And I said to myself, I am alone. It has been a long road from then till today. If you don't know, I ran for city council in 2022 and in 2024. And as I stand here today, you may think that was easy. I assure you, it was not. Campaign support comes in a variety of ways. It can be financial, projects, or emotional support. I found an amazing village that provided me that support. And I must acknowledge first my very first friends, the Arizona Archer Raxdale chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen. Thank you for your encouragement. But before I move on, I really want to acknowledge those that have passed away and are no longer with us that did help me with my campaign. I would not be standing here today had it not been for Norma Cunningham, who convinced me I would be a good candidate and assisted me in my first campaign. And if you remember, Norma was Goodyear Citizen of the Year one year. Along with Norma was my neighbor, Patricia Bohannon, who at age 80 assisted me with my events in my first campaign. And Trey Pete, I think I might have mispronounced that name, a former Arizona State rep, she was also a great supporter and introduced me to the organization called Arizona List. Arizona List provided financial and emotional support and even did a phone bank for me. My baby sister, Gwenella Blackshire, provided me much support from Chicago with our weekly 2 to 3 hour chats. She passed away before the election, and I had to take 2 weeks off to help my other sister plan for her services. You know, grief seems to linger, but joy does come. And I found an amazing joy in my Goodyear village. My village included some of the following individuals and organizations: the 40-plus Double Dutch Goodyear Sub Club, there are 3 sub-clubs in Arizona and over 100 across the world. They also do outreach in Goodyear, working with the food bank at the Skyway Church, and participated in our award-winning Juneteenth program, as well as holidays on the square. My sorority sisters, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Arizona West Valley Chapter. They did not disappoint. If you're not familiar with Black sororities and fraternities, we have chapters that continue community service after college. My chapter also participated in the Goodyear Juneteenth and even sponsored a photo booth one year. They have donated twice to the Southwest Family Advocacy Center here in Goodyear. Many of my sorority sisters attended my fundraisers and donated individually and helped with my campaign display table. A special thank you goes out to my Michigan sorority sister, Ella Lee, as she gathered all of my Michigan friends for a Michigan fundraiser. And thank you to Carlene Dawson, Monica Ennis, and Kim Gathers for hosting a fundraiser during my first campaign. Thank you to all my sorority sisters. There were many that helped getting petitions signed and getting them out, and I thank you all very, very much. Too many to name individually, but I will spotlight Worship Life Church that actually signed petitions during their picnic, which was held in Goodyear. You know, there's no greater endorsement than that of Goodyear Fire and Police, and for both of them, I thank you. I thank also those organizations that had meet and greets for me that I participated in, with a special thank you to my small but mighty subdivision, Cantamia, up in Australia. And to Maxine Hill for inviting me to her subdivision during the outing they were having. I had a wonderful opportunity to chat with the residents there. And thank you to the clubs at Pebble Creek that allowed me to set up a table and meet and greet those members. Much, much love to my church, which is only 2 years old, Purpose Church. As campaign signs went up around Goodyear, they would send me so much love and support each Sunday. Well, what did I know about running a campaign? Very little. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. But I must give a big thank you to Paul Bentz from High Ground. He opened my eyes to what I needed to run a successful campaign, and successful it was. Thank you, Paul. Campaigns need money for outreach. Little did I know. But I must give a big thank you to Councilmember Vicki Gillis that set up a wonderful fundraising event for me. And my two friends named Karen and Tracy that did and worked my other two additional fundraisings here in Arizona. Thank you to Karen and Karen. And Karen Uber, she's sitting there stand up, Karen. In addition to organizing and running the two fundraisers, I just showed up. I didn't have to do anything. She organized and set up all my campaign displays at every event except for one. And that one, we allow her to go home and visit her family. Thank you, Karen. To my friend Val Nunn, who traveled from Nashville during the election and organized an election watch party for me. I know she's listening. Thank you, my friend. And finally, to those that traveled here today from across the United States, my sons, Lionel and Jefferson from Miami and Michigan, my big sister, Felicia from Chicago, my close friend, Marie from Atlanta, and my friend, Maxine, and her husband, Lee from Alabama. Thank you for sharing this important occasion with me. To the former council members, Sherry and Bill, thank you for all that you have done for Goodyear. Goodyear shines bright as an economically thriving and safe community. It is not lost on me that I am a first in Goodyear. As I take my seat as a council member on the 9th fastest growing city in the United States, I thank you all for my support. I appreciate you all, and I pledge to continue the work of growing Goodyear. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Beckles. Vice Mayor Laura Kaino, would you please join me? Vice Mayor has asked her grandchildren to administer her oath. Would you please come forward?
have you been?
I state your name,
I, Laura Kaino,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of council member
discharge the duties of council member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Vice Mayor Kaino, did you want to share a few words?
Of course. Well, it's a great honor to be here tonight with family, friends, city council, or my fellow city council members, city staff, and the public to be inducted into my second term on the city council. As I begin to thank all of those who helped me, I must first recognize and thank the Goodyear voters who sent me back for a second time. I'm very appreciative of the tangible and tactical support that I received from the United Goodyear Firefighter Union. The endorsement of the Goodyear Police Officers Association is something that is very dear to me. Paul Ulen has been my political consultant and has given me excellent counsel. My husband Lance does more for me than I ever will actually know. And to my mother, Adrian, here in the front row, I say you've pushed through a very difficult year, but I'm so thankful you've made it through. Family and friends have helped me, and so has members of the business community who donated to my campaign without any conditions, expectations, or strings attached. You know, my family has chosen the public sector for our careers. My husband, Lance, was a sheriff's deputy and a probation officer. Most of my career was with the city of Phoenix as a human resources manager. All three of our children went into the military at age 17. We signed for 2 to go into the Marine Corps and 1 to be an Army soldier who went straight to Iraq. My oldest son, Lee, has been a Glendale police officer for over 20 years and is the father of 4 of my grandchildren. My son Keith is in the Air National Guard stationed at the Goldwater Base at Phoenix Sky Harbor and the father of 2. And my daughter Ashley is a prosecutor for the U.S. Attorney's Office in San Diego and most importantly, the mother of my newest grandson. I'm exceptionally proud of all my adult children and their commitment to the service of others, as well as the 7 beautiful grandchildren they have gifted me with. During our council meeting invocations, there are always prayers for the protection of public safety and military. For me, the prayers for the people who protect and serve us are very personal, very heartfelt, and very necessary. My Christian faith, ethics, and integrity are at the very core of everything I do. Jeremiah 29:7 says, "To seek the prosperity and the peace of the city I have brought you to." Oh, sweet boy. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. And I consistently pray for my city, and I see some of my prayer partners are here tonight as well. Since I was appointed to fill a vacant council seat in 2018, I've been a strong advocate for water conservation, infrastructure, public safety, and good governance. I very much have enjoyed my 2-year tenure as vice mayor. And in my last few minutes as vice mayor, I want to thank Mayor Pizzillo for all the great opportunities that he's given me. Being a good ambassador for Goodyear is really at the core of everything that I do. As we enter into 2025, I'm very realistic about the challenges that we face. Although Goodyear is only about 15% built out, there is no infrastructure beyond the community of Estrella. In the coming years, there will be infill development from our northern border at Camelback all the way down to Estrella. And this gets challenging when landowners' legal rights bump into residents' preferences. But water, roads, and other infrastructure will continue to be necessary and unfortunately expensive. We need more public safety personnel and technology. Our conservative fiscal policies have put us in a good financial health. Like all of you, we're dealing with the impact of inflation. Everything is so expensive, but let me assure you, I never forget that it is taxpayer money that we are dealing with. So my eyes are wide open on the challenges that are to come, but there is much to be celebrated and excited about as we continue to grow. I'm very blessed to have had 6.5 years to learn from the recently termed out council members, Bill Stipp and Sherry Loretano. We enter this new year with Mayor Pizzillo as our leader, and along with Wally, Brannon, Vicky, Benita, and Trey as our council, I'm very confident that we will work together for the good of Goodyear.
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor Kaino. Councilmember-elect Trey Terry, would you please join me? Councilmember Terry has asked Mayor Pizzillo to administer his oath. Mayor Pizzillo, would you please join me as well?
He's looking good. He's looking good.
I'm gonna try.
So I wouldn't mess this up. They gave me exactly like I say here, okay?
All right.
I, Trey Terry,
I, Trey Terry,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of council member
discharge the duties of council member
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Councilmember Terry, would you like to say a few words?
Just a few, 30-minute time limit, right? No, I think I'm the only one between us and food, correct? Okay. So that's why. So I will keep it very brief. I just wanted to say thank you for this tremendous honor. But first and foremost, wanted to thank my wife, Elise. I only see one of my boys in here, but we have 3 young boys. And doing a campaign, doing everything else without her support, the few nights a week where, you're alone, putting them to bed while I'm out, talking to somebody somewhere. I couldn't do this, and I wouldn't be here without her support. So I wanted to thank my wife, Elise. So thank you. Tremendous amount of friends and family just along the way. It's such an honor to be able to serve, to have the support of the community. And I stand here as someone who was kind of shaped by Goodyear. I graduated from high school, Millennium High School, just down the street 20 years ago. And it's kind of instilled in me a commitment to Goodyear, and my time in the Army afterwards, that just kind of deepened that commitment to serve my community to the extent possible. And speaking of things that have shaped me, for the last 4 years, I've served on the Agua Fria High School District Governing Board, serving our local school district, our high schools, to the staff, my fellow board members. I see one of my fellow colleagues, former colleagues here, Ms. Maxine Neal. That has just instilled such a sense of what it means to be out here in the West Valley, you know, just from growing up here, and then the growth that we're dealing with and the challenges that come with it. It's been so much that has helped shape me, and all those experiences that I've had in that role I bring here. And also wanted to recognize the two council members that are no longer up here, but Bill Stipp and Sherry Laurentano, their guidance and just kind words over the past many years. I can't thank you enough, and I know the city of Goodyear is better off for your service. So again, I want to thank you, former council members Stipp and Laurentano. And I guess just to wrap it up, you know, as I take on this responsibility, I'm reminded that this is a team effort. This isn't just about me. This isn't about us individually. It takes a team to move our city forward and make a positive impact on our community. So just thank you again for your support. I hope to live up to the responsibility that you've entrusted me with, and thank you again.
Thank you, Councilmember Terry. Ladies and gentlemen, would you help me in congratulating the 2025 Goodyear City Council? Well, as food is on everybody's mind right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn this back over to Mayor Pizzillo to take care of a business item. Mayor Pizzillo.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to entertain a verbal motion from Vice Mayor Kaino to select one of our council members to serve as vice mayor beginning January 7th, 2025, and to the end of December 2025. Do I have a motion?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to nominate Wally Campbell for vice mayor.
Do I have a second?
Mayor, I will second that motion.
Thank you. Before we get into discussion, one thing I have to say, as has been mentioned earlier, we've been the 9th fastest growing city in the state. And as a result, this position has actually seen a lot of activity, because a lot of times I will get 2, 3, sometimes 4 times requests for the same day to do something. We get a lot of requests coming through the city the way we're growing. And I couldn't do a lot of this without the current vice mayor. Okay? Thank you. Tear it up. She's been awesome. She really has. She's covered spur on the moments in interviews with stations. She's been on the news. She's been on the TV. She's been called at spur of the moment to do water, wastewater, a variety of things. And sometimes you just got to be able to shoot from the hip and understand. And she's covered a lot. And I couldn't do a lot of this without you. And I really, really appreciate it. And thank you from the bottom of my house. Tears me up a little bit there. Any comments? Get a vote for any ayes? Vote?
Aye.
Aye.
You got to visit verbally.
To verbal.
Verbally. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
One passes 6-1. Thank you. With that, is there any council that would like to offer any remarks right now? Hey, this has been a glorious time. I know there's plenty of food outside. Please enjoy yourself on the way out, and don't let it go to waste, because if you don't eat it, it's got to go somewhere, please. So enjoy yourself outside, and I know there's going to be some celebrations with our new council members here as well. So with that, meeting's over.